The Sharks finish up an interesting road trip that saw them go all over the place. Hopefully, they got frequent flyer miles out of it with the way they were traveling. We'll break down this loss. We'll break down what's coming up. We'll just break down, I think, at this point. Right now, here on Teal Town After Dark. Oh, man. Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, March 9th, 2023. The Sharks lose 4-2 to the St. Louis Blues. Yes, you got to hand it to them. They at least won, fair and square. Oh, wait. I mean, they're still not over that hand pass? Oh, my bad. They won the cup after the damn thing. Anyways, welcome to Teal Town After Dark. This is your live interactive Sharks postgame. Join us after each and every Sharks game, home and away, loss after painful loss. If you want to be part of the show, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world and in Sharks territory on the YouTube page or the app. Of course, follow us on the social, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Reddit, Discord, TikTok. Find everything at tealtownusa.com. And if you want to support the show and what we provide for content, you can Venmo us at TealTownUSA or hit us up in the YouTube chat on the Super Chat. We thank you very much for all of that. And good evening to Dana. Dana, what is that sweatshirt you are? What in the world are you doing?
I'm wearing the swag of the team I was rooting for. We've been over this last time I was on a Blues game show.
She's rooting for the Sharks, even though it may not show on her sweatshirt. But think about it.
No, don't pay attention to the I call them rags, towels. Don't pay those
rally towels.
That doesn't say LeBanc. That says who's still on the Blues. Pareko.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. Yes. All right. Amanda, of course, asking, did they lose the right way, Buckeye? Yes, they lost the right way, which is why.
Oh, as in regulation?
Yes. Indeed. How are you, Dana?
Good. Going on a little weekend trip to Kansas City tomorrow. So opposite direction of St. Louis. But I'm sure I'll be back there sometime soon.
Do you enjoy the barbecue over there?
Yes. For sure. Like, that's one of the things we look forward to, and we make sure to always have barbecue. Like, I don't eat a lot of red meat, like hardly ever, but like I will make, like, if I'm in a city like Kansas City where like they're known for their barbecue, like that's
absolutely. That's the good stuff. Mandatory, yes. It was mandatory the Sharks to lose for the 27th time after having a lead.
It wasn't a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, no.
Could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Yeah, you're right. I guess so. They even got a power play like a minute in, but the Sharks coming into this game 1 for 20 of their last 24 efforts on the power play. The Blues hadn't won in their last 4 games, and they were getting outscored 15-8. Bennington 0-5-2. He's given up, almost 4 goals a game, and yet the Sharks come in. Oh, I love this team. Teams
love to throw in goalies against the Sharks to boost their confidence. Yeah. I swear to God.
Absolutely.
This is a pattern.
Oh, man. Right. EK not fined or suspended yet for his helmet toss.
Oh, boo-hoo. He didn't throw it at anybody. Like, oh, man.
Hey,
like where to even start unpacking? The refs have not been fans of the Sharks.
Yeah, and Triple G 0806 mentioning how about Quinn being fined $25,000 for cursing. YouTube's changed their standards, so we really can't say that F word.
I'm really fudging proud, honestly. You know what? Boogner never showed that kind of passion you know?
Very good point. Yeah. Here, in fact, we even have a side clip from Randy Hahn after he saw David Quinn cursing.
Better not F with me.
That's right. We will never F with Randy Hahn. I mean, come on now. I find it very convenient that, that Karlsson gets screwed over on that,
How convenient.
I know, Randy, how convenient that was for that to be missed, but we'll see. Yeah, Quinn, I don't blame him. It just sucks that Dwyer play. I mean, the scheduling is hilarious, but I digress. Let's not talk about the officiating. It's not like there was a bad call or two in the third period, which, could have changed things, but I digress. All right. Karlsson comes back after having a bloody lip, a big, fat, bloody lip, gets his 20th of the season. Dana, things looking good. Sharks up 1-0. His 20th of the year, career high in points.
That's good. The Sharks having a lead, not good. Doesn't matter if you're on Team Tank or Team Sharks win as much as possible. Both are bad, apparently. At least it was never a 2-goal lead. Because that really would have had me on alert. But you know what? In the end, I was fine with how it all went. So, spoiler alert.
Spoiler
I'm
alert.
back.
Yeah, don't worry, because 2 minutes later, Torrey Krug would get a nice feed from Thomas for his 6th of the season to tie it up at 1. Teams would trade slashing calls later in the period, nothing much other. But the Sharks, put up practically as many shots, if not more shots after one period as they did against Colorado all games. So progress, people, progress.
Effort. That's good. I think Timo Meier, I don't know if he's the shots leader, but he's up there. He, of all the players in the league, takes among like the most shots. So yeah, I guess the Sharks are, starting to make up for the loss of Timo. I don't know if I can even say that because it's not like they're winning now, but it was not surprising to me that in the games immediately after Timo leaving, the shots were not happening. But and the Blues, they've sold off quite a few players, but their decor is still pretty intact. So
yeah, they still have a decent defense. They still have some decent scorers for that matter too. Jordan Kyrou.
Oh yeah,
Bushnevich, who's been a shark killer himself. Why can't I think of you have Sammy Blais back, and he would get the Blues back up, 2-1 after the in the middle of the second period. It just they have some good pieces, and it's honest. They're going for a retool, so
I have thoughts on that. I don't know if we want to segue in. I think the Blues are further behind than a lot of people might think. They just sold off their 2 most recognizable franchise players. Yes. I don't think you do that in a retool. And it's not like Tarasenko and O'Reilly are old farts or something. Oh, am I allowed to say fart? Or are we going to get demonetized? You can't breathe without getting demonetized. That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I see people being oh yeah, the Blues will be in the playoffs next year. I'm not so sure about that. Frankly, I think they jumped the gun with a retool rebuild or whatever. I think they're trying to get a better lottery ticket, frankly. Because yeah, sure, the Blues could use Bedard. I wouldn't be horribly upset about it. I think Sharks need Bedard a lot more, but I think teams being the clownery at the trade deadline was more due to the strength of the upcoming draft, in particular, the presumed number 1 pick, than it was teams suddenly being way more I don't know, some kind of shift in in the strategy of winning teams. I think it's a lot more about the losing teams. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how, where this Blues team lands it in the next couple years. But yeah.
Yeah. So we need to get to some of the comments in the chat. Kevin Lacing going, "What the Dana?" And he also writes, David Quinn was just fined $25,000 for Dana's harsh language. And a Howie Meyerson.
Who?
Howie Meyerson.
Never heard of her.
Dana is styling.
Thanks. That's my dad.
Dad, you're supposed to rock teal. There's
no. He's a St. Louis boy. He's always going to gun for the Blues, first and foremost. But OG Sharks fan, he was there in the Cow Palace.
Gotcha. All right. Well, hello, Howie. Thanks for joining us. And thank you to everyone joining us here. So Blues would get a 2-1 lead. Blais gets an assist from Periaco on a breakaway after Eklund had some trouble with the Karlsson pass. Or you can say Karlsson made a bad pass to Eklund. Either way, it was 2-1 Blues. But at the same time, just about 4 minutes later, Tomas Hertl gets his 3rd goal in 4 games. So Hertl gets his 18th. Barabanov with a nice assist on the turnover. And Dana, we're thinking, oh my gosh, they might pull this off. They might actually pull this off. They're going 2-2 after 2. And you're thinking, yes, we get another victory for the Moral Victory Club.
Again, I'm not trying to hide the fact that I was rooting for the Blues. I wanted the Sharks to play well, and I think they went toe-to-toe with the Blues. It was a super entertaining game. Spoiler alert, I have a lot of Post-its to get to at some point. We'll finish going through the game. I know I've been light on the Post-its recently because the Sharks have given me nothing to comment on, but rest assured I will.
Gotcha.
So.
We'll finish up with Jacob Vrana getting his 2nd of the season from Buchnevich. There's Buchnevich again, and Kapanen to give the Blues a 3-2 lead. A questionable call, which had Torrey Krug hold on to Fabian Zetterlund's stick, and then the officials call hooking on Zetterlund. Sets up
are you telling me the refs haven't been nice to the Sharks in the last week? I wonder why.
Robert Thomas would get the power play goal, which gave them insurance, and to pretty much close it out late in the game, Saad and Buchnevich again on the assist there. So Sharks lose again 4-2 on there. But I thought they played fairly well. They had some chances. Granted, 3 goalposts by the Blues in this game, so it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, I think Kakkonen had a strong game overall. What was his save percentage in the end? Probably not great.
.867.
Oh, never mind. Okay, well, the eye test told me that, maybe he had enough obviously good saves that, kind of tricked me. But which goal scorer was it? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, these Post-its are chaotic.
So is the Sharks.
There was one goal where Kakkonen was super duper out of position.
I
Yeah, the Vrana goal.
Yeah,
that one was iffy, but the Blais goal, for example, that was a breakaway. I don't blame him at all. So I think after that Colorado game was not it for Kakkonen, and goalies have to have a bad short-term memory, and I commend him for putting up a respectable effort. Again, I know the number doesn't tell you that, but I think he had some good saves and the post certainly helped too. So
Yeah, a tough one for that one. Oh, did you focus on Eklund tonight? I mean, what did you think out there?
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm always focused on Eklund. I see that Hurdle says that he thinks it was his best game. I don't know. I think he had a few moments where, he looked a little tentative about things, and I didn't really receive the pass from Karlsson well. Didn't make it on the breakaway. When or was sorry, not a breakaway. He was it? I don't know. He was right in front of the net at one point. So I don't know if I'd say it was his best game, but we're seeing improvement for sure. He looked way more timid last season. Personally, I still think they should have kept him in last season. Because I think his play was good enough that it warranted keeping him in. But it looks like that, this past year in the Barracuda has, continued to help him improve his game. And I think it's just a matter of getting a little older, putting on a little more muscle, getting used to like the caliber of play in the NHL. So, yeah, but overall, like I'm enjoying watching him blossom.
Yeah.
And it's something it's a bit of solace after losing Timo, who was like the the most recent really like homegrown superstar, I guess.
Yeah, no, to have you want to see progress, of course, and I think he showed that very well in the AHL. I know Burge is saying doesn't he says he doesn't look ready, and I also know there were people saying the other night that maybe he should bulk up a little bit more in the off season. I thought he did already, but at the same time
He will continue to. I mean, you don't have to bulk up to be a tough player. I think that's that's his body and what the doctors and trainers and think makes sense for him. But yeah, just to clarify, I was saying how Hurdle said it was Eklund's best game, not Hurdle's best game.
Gotcha.
It was a good game by Hurdle. He had a goal. But sorry, just to clarify a comment that someone had.
You're good. Yeah, but I mean, third game and goals in 3 of the last 4 games for Hurdle. So there's that one. Russell Anderson, my longtime BFF from high school. I know a goalie that could stand in for him. Yes, your son Cole Anderson. He needs to be in Idaho's junior steelhead very soon, and then we can.
Any relation to Craig Anderson?
Sadly, no. Unless Russell, you can tell me otherwise, but I don't think so. Thanks for joining us as well. AJ, of course, mentioning, don't worry, Eklund's only playing 9 games this season. Yeah, we'll see. Still, I think he's definitely, I'm with you, Dana. I think he's definitely come a long way where his game has been more rounded. Definitely trying to get more shots on net, and he's making moves, which is nice to go to the net. And in fact, I think some of the quotes in the dressing room, it says at Eklund tonight, I think my game is getting better and better. Our line did a good job of getting more scoring chances. I'll give him that. I grew up watching Karlsson. To see him doing this live is spectacular. Absolutely. I would be in awe of it. Just don't get too awed a little bit. On the Sharks power play, Eklund goes on to say we have to go more towards the net and get off the walls, more guys in front. I think Sharks fans have been saying that for years, especially for Jumbo was on the power play.
Does Eklund watch our show?
I right. William Eklund, hello. Thank you. At Teal Town USA, if you want to chat with us for a little bit, me and Dana wouldn't mind chatting it up with you. It'd be awesome to do.
Absolutely. We'll take a trip to IKEA, grab some meatballs. It'll be a good time.
Low key, those Swedish meatballs are pretty damn good. Just saying. Well, before we continue on with some of the comments from the locker room, let's get to Dana's Post-it notes. What do you got for us this evening?
Sure. So, okay, let me count them. So we were at 55.
55.
Yes. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tonight.
Whoa,
Uh,
61.
so, yeah, we think we're definitely going to go over 70, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. Okay, so the not goal early in the first period.
Oh, yes.
I personally, I think it went in, but I don't think it necessarily met the standard of conclusive. I think if there's only one angle that shows it as being in, that's iffy. So I think it was probably a goal, but I wasn't like screaming at the TV, it doesn't even make the top 5 most annoying decisions by the refs in this game alone. Let's see what else. I can't remember if I think it was Randy who said, usually Karlsson is as cool as a cucumber or something like that. I'm like, in a sense, but also if he's pissed, you know it.
I remember that Arizona game where he got caught with the hot mic saying, "Are you kidding me?" on a penalty call, and yeah.
Yeah, so in fairness, they're all cussing out there. It's not a secret. Oh my God, yeah, oh my God, everybody said so many funny things tonight. I know lots of y'all skip intermission live, which is fair. I usually watch the first one because they'll interview a player, and then like the second one they'll do like, some shenaniganery. But when Karlsson says like, oh, blah, 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 when I hang up the skates in 15 years. I love it. Love it.
We're gonna sign him to another 8-year deal, folks. And Dana's is the original source of it.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Yeah, I'm continuing being a smart insider woman, Dana.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, when again on Intermission Live, Brownie said something like, there are humans who live in a different place. I think he was trying to talk about certain players being like having some kind of like intuition about the game or where the puck's going to be or whatever. But I had to say like, wow, that's the insight I come to Intermission Live for. There are people in other places.
On
just facts.
On our live chat right now, AJ has put a poll up. Was it a goal? Currently, 69%. Now it's jumped up to 71%, saying yes, it was a goal. And like I agree with you, Tina. That's one thing we didn't talk about, but it looked really close. It looked like there's a little bit, but yeah, probably wasn't conclusive to Toronto.
But like, I think that's fair. Of all the weird like rules and stuff,
right?
I feel like that one's fair because ultimately, like, people, what's a better replacement for the second letter of the alphabet word? People are blabbing all the time about how many like delays there are because the refs all need to huddle up and look at their itty bitty iPad.
Can we get a larger iPad? Come on.
I know. It's so funny. It's like they're all crowding around like a little iPod Nano 4th generation screen. But yeah, like if they took it to the extreme of like having 70 billion different angles and like, pulling out their microscopes to see if the atoms touch, like, you can take it to the extreme and it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
For the on ice product to be constantly interrupted. So like inevitably there are going to be calls that may not technically be right, but in the interest of like continuing with the game.
Kevin's saying Connor Bedard said it was no goal.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you have it. Maybe I'm biased because again,
you're a Blues fan, of course. Yes. Okay. Sure. Says someone who
Okay,
has
back to
Erik
Post-it.
Karlsson shows. But go ahead. Just go ahead.
I liked seeing in the second period Cooch like fighting for Eklund's honor. Um, I didn't even I'm not sure I caught what exactly happened to Eklund, but I just saw Couture kind of like going in on a Blues player who's kind of messing around with Eklund. So it's good to see they're standing up for him. They want to protect their little sunshiny boy, and that does make me happy because the one thing the Sharks do have going for them as far as like their future is there are a lot of role models in the Sharks dressing room for those guys to learn from and look up to, even if, Hurdle, Cooch, Vlasic, who else the heck is still around? Mainly those guys. They may be either in their prime or getting past their prime, but and certainly as years go by, they will not be in their prime, but that knowledge is still going to be there. That work ethic is still going to be there. And it makes me happy that Eklund, Bordeleau, all those guys, they're going to be able to see that and learn from that.
Just like how, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, how Couture learned from Thornton and Marlowe?
Yep.
Is that what you're going to say? Yep. Yeah, that's one thing the Sharks have always had going for them is there's always strong leaders in the dressing room. I believe that. Okay, cool. Continuing onward. So apparently playing or at least possessing the puck with a broken stick is a penalty. That makes sense, but I did not know that and I hadn't seen it. I don't know why. Who was it? That player, the Blues player, I'm forgetting who it was, didn't get off the ice. I don't know why he stayed out there. Like it was just really funny to me.
Way to end your power play early.
Yeah, no, there's always something. The Blues pipe organist was playing One Direction at one point in the third period, and like just in general, it made me really nostalgic for going to Blues games because I didn't catch one this season. But like the pipe organist there, like pops off. Like whoever they are, hats off to them. They're always like playing fun songs and they always play. I guess this isn't pipe organist, but at the Blues games they always play Country Roads sometimes in the third period, and it's cute. So
Jeremy Boyer. I remember I had looked him up before.
Who?
That's the Blues
Mark
organist.
Donk. Okay, cool. Yeah, anyway, that's it for the Post-its.
All right.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's...
it was an eventful game.
Yeah, it was an eventful game. So you're at 61. So those who betted under, you're in trouble because I think Dana's at least going to be on for 2 more shows.
Probably more than that.
Probably more than that.
I'm on a roll.
Yes. Unfortunately, the win streak ends, though, for Dana. But, technically, I guess it didn't since she was rooting for the Blues.
My 1-game win streak, or 2.
I think you had 2 in a row at one time.
Doesn't matter.
Hurdle, in the locker room, we were right there all game, but we give up an easy goal. The same that's happened the last few games. We just give it to them. When we play hard, we can compete against anyone, but we keep making mistakes. We have to play smart hockey. We wait for the perfect play when we need to keep it simple. We just don't get enough shots on the power play. 1 shot on goal isn't enough. Hey, it's a tough one. But it is what it is. They go 0 for 4 tonight. The Blues got a power play goal late, so the PK's frustrating. Hurdle saying this was Eklund's best game, as you alluded to earlier. He's smart with the puck and makes smart plays. I believe in him and the future with us. And then Quinn would go on to say, I liked our game in a lot of ways, but our mistakes ended up in our net. Some of the big breakdowns cost us. A bad read on a rush gets him a 3rd goal. I thought we were struggling on the power play even when Timo was here. We need more anticipation. We're not doing things 5-on-4 that we do 5-on-5. Interesting. So, yes. And you already answered it. These retro Blues jerseys are the current Blues. I'm with you. I like the red to it. with it. I think it really pops. Although St. Louis has always had some nice uniforms over the years. They're really nice. The light blue with the cream looks really sharp as well. But I
Yeah.
really like this one tonight.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate that the Blues usually stick with a pretty clear theme. And the Sharks do this too. I think overall the Sharks have had really good jerseys. Like when teams like try to like do something super different out of left field or like try to I don't know, try to go overly simple to the point where it's stupid. And y'all know which jersey I'm talking about. It's the jersey. I will say they probably sold a lot of them just because they were so funny. But, just please stop asking goalies to design.
oh God, no. God.
Yeah, overall, though, I think the Blues reverse retro this year where it's like mostly yellow with like this like thing. I'm not the biggest fan. But yeah. Anyway, usually I do like Blues jerseys, but I do like that retro one and it kind of harkens back to that, what half year they had Gretzky.
Yeah. Gretzky or Kevin mentioning I always think of Jeff Courtnall in these jerseys, and for some reason Wayne Gretzky. Yeah, what was it, like 2-3 months that they had Gretzky, and then saw Steve Eisman just go bar down on John Casey. But I digress. Some interesting stats that come out here. William Eklund has played 60 seconds more on the power play for the Sharks in 2023 than Kevin Labanc has. Oh God. Oh Lordy.
What did that man do?
Right?
What did he do in this game that got him benched? Like, I can't even tell you. Did I miss something?
Labanc played 4 minutes, 59 seconds tonight.
What
4 minutes
what is going
and
on
59
behind the
seconds.
scenes?
Oscar Lindblom, 8:51. Evgeny Svechnikov, 9:37. And yes, I get it. They were playing behind and such, but 4 minutes and 59 seconds. This is why you couldn't trade him, Sharks. This is why you couldn't trade him. I know Jerk has been pushing for saying, hey, you can get something for Labanc. When you play 4:59, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself big time.
Yeah, there is clearly something we are all just missing, like, because I don't know what's going on. Like, did like seriously, someone tell me, is there something I missed? Did he have some kind of ridiculous, stupid error, or I barely saw him because again, he played 4 minutes. Were those the worst 4 minutes we've ever seen from a Sharks player? Like,
he had obviously no points, he was a 0 for plus minus, had no shots on goal, no PIMs, nothing. I mean, he literally has on the stat sheet nothing for 4:59. If you're not going to play him, what are you doing? What are you doing with him? Showcase him before the deadline. I just don't know at this point. And I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to get the hell out of here. So, Nick Cooper with a $10 super chat donation. Thank you very much for that. Nick saying, once again, another game of outshooting the opponent, and we lost because this goalie is one of the worst in NHL history. You obviously didn't see Jarmo Milas in the first 2 years of the Sharks. Every single one of them, besides the first, was stoppable. He sucks. Thank you for the donation, Nick. Appreciate that.
Okay, y'all pointing out that apparently Labanc had a D-zone turnover. Who doesn't?
I mean, there was an offensive turnover that led to a breakaway goal for Sammy Blais. Did we see EK65 or William Eklund get scratched? No. William Eklund played 22-17 tonight. Won all of his faceoffs, by the way. And Karlsson played 25-25.
Shocker.
Kevin Lacey Brent Myers almost had more time on ice than Kevin LeBanc. Oh boy. I almost had more time on ice tonight than Kevin LeBanc. Oh gosh. Keep going through the chat. Austin, St. Louis Blues fan. Good to see you, bud. Big fan of the Blues reverse retro jersey this year. Uses the originals blue that was never actually used. Glad they used and went away from the clown jersey logo. I get what they were trying to do, and I like the yellow, but I do like that 90s Blues jersey, dude. That's just, I mean, you and me were talking about it earlier. That just looks really good. From Shang, LeBanc hasn't played since 6:38 left in the first period. Had a pretty bad defensive zone turnover on this shift. Come on. I mean, what? We can't call Martin Kaut up? I mean, get this guy a chance. What, are you guys afraid of, putting him on waivers so he can get to the Kuhre? I mean, give the guy some playing time. I mean, unless he has some disparaging photos of David Quinn going off on other referees when he was with the Rangers. I don't know. Like, seriously, Yeah. Yeah, your 2022-23 Sharks, where only Kevin LeBanc is held accountable for mistakes. Yeah. AO saying LeBanc can get us future considerations. Yeah. Oh, boy. That's crazy. Well, you know what's crazy is the Sharks have lost. But here's the good news, Dana. Since we are going off of points percentage, based off of points percentage, the Sharks are now number 31 in the league, folks. They have the second best odds at getting Connor Bedard at 13.5%.
Is it Columbus?
Columbus is it right now. St. Louis plays Columbus this weekend, and then I'll do this for AJ. Huge game for the Sharks next week as they take on the Neon Buggers at home. So that should be a very interesting one for the Bedard Bowl. So, yeah, and it's just, Daniel Smith, embarrassing photos of David Quinn from the Christmas party. I'm surprised they had a Christmas party.
Did he take off his holiday sweater?
Oh, that's probably what it was. Nieto got mad, and then Quinn decided to go off. I'm kidding. For all those. All right. So, in case you missed anything, or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether it's Apple or Google Podcasts, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Odyssey. Of course, if you're watching on the YouTube, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. That'll notify you when you go on the air. And let's hear your comments from tonight. Do you like the Blues uniforms? Do you think Erik Karlsson's going to hit 100? Was that or was that not a goal? I mean, come on. Share your comments in the chat. We'll respond to all of them here. So, that being said, Dana, I know you wanted to have some extended time for your final thoughts. So, the ice floor is yours, my dear.
Yeah. So, I know we're already at 41 minutes, but just wanted to bring something up. Not Sharks related. Probably all of us have seen, well, if you haven't, I'll get you up to speed. Multiple teams or individual players on teams have chosen not to wear Pride-themed warm-up jerseys on their respective Pride nights. I just want to say, I don't want to, queer people are in every community. Queer people play hockey. And to this day, it's not always a welcoming environment. And so I just want to make super clear that over here at Teal Town, we support the queer community. We, in general, but also in hockey as players, as fans. If you're trying to create a community and fan base that welcomes everyone from, a certain geographical location, as those hockey teams should, then you shouldn't be sending a message of exclusion. It's not political, guys. No one is out here telling anybody who to vote for or whatever. Like, to me, it's just ridiculous that they'll wear special jerseys for other different groups of people who deserve acknowledgement, who have faced challenges, and saying, we're proud that you're members of our community, be it military service members, people of different like heritages and backgrounds, even like cancer survivors, like anyone you can think of. Like, a team is supposed to be something to rally around for a community, and that includes everybody in that community. And yeah, so just wanted to make that clear. And for those of you who might think, oh, fine, people can date who they want, bleep who they want, but keep it out of hockey. What about kiss cams? Like, so everybody is cool with seeing a man and a woman kiss on the Jumbotron a billion times, but if someone wants to wear, rainbow, like, I could go on. I don't want to keep y'all up all night, but yeah, I just think, for those of you who think, oh, that doesn't belong in hockey, keep it out of hockey. Queer people play hockey. I'm sorry if that's news. And I bet you $1 billion there are at least a few players in the NHL right now who are scared to death that their identity, I don't know what goes on in dressing rooms if people know certain things, but certainly not to the public. The only player who has thus far come out is a prospect, which is awesome. Luke Prokop, like, props to him. He is a groundbreaker, and I love that. But I feel for, inevitably, there are at least a handful of current NHL players who are seeing the message from maybe teammates, maybe players on other teams. We don't want to acknowledge you. We don't want to, you can play hockey, but only if you hide your identity. So I just want to make clear that over here at Teal Town, we support queer people in hockey and in general. That is all.
I completely agree with you, Dana, and I appreciate that.
Yes, Sharks have their event on Saturday.
Yeah, the tough part.
Show up.
The tough part is, and it's an unfortunate thing, the Sharks and the Kuhre play about an hour and a half between. I think the Kuhre's at 6, the Sharks are at 7:30, and they're both having their Pride Night at the same time. A little bit of a bummer, but you're right. If you're gonna do the Los Tiburones night, you're gonna do the Cancer night, you're gonna do Military night. It's supposed to be for everyone. And that's the point here. We can't just, base it off of, just skip one. So she's at Dana May with 2 Y's on the Twitter machine. I'm at PuckGuy14 on the Twitter and the Instagram. We will be back with you following Sharks and Wild. That's a Saturday night start at 7:30. So we'll be on a little bit after 10 o'clock. So we appreciate each and every one of you watching. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for loving this great game. And until then, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real, Teal. Have a great night, everyone. We will see you Saturday night.